10 people who lost their retirement/life savings. So guys, what can we learn by this? There are lessons to be learned about these 10 people. That's why I bring it up. Not just to make fun of them. No, they had some bad experiences. Okay, definitely. But there are ways that we can learn from this. Leave me some comments. Do you happen to be one of these unfortunate people who lost everything? And if so, why? Or do you know family members that have done that? Let us know, guys. Here's number one. And I got all this from Reddit. A woman's ex-husband gambled away everything. She found out when the bills weren't being paid for 6 months. Okay, yeah, feel terrible for her. What is the solution for that? Check everything, basically, right? Check everything. It doesn't mean you don't trust your spouse, but you would like to think ideally, even if you are not a numbers person, okay? Check everything. Everything. I feel that in a relationship, everything should be co-joined, okay? It should be shared. Now, yes, one spouse might be stronger than the other one in certain areas, but still, you'd like to think that you would be able to double check things, right? If you haven't noticed the bills weren't paid for 6 months, yeah, that's something. I think that's just common sense. Wouldn't you be checking on that? I know I would. Number two, a multimillionaire lost everything in the dot-com bust. He lost his house, his car, and his marriage. That's diversification. That is not having all your eggs in one basket. Yes, you can still get hammered by that. Back in 2022, I was still hammered by my stock performance. And you know, the worst case in 2022, it was bonds as well. So are you ever perfectly diversified for that? You'd think most of the time, right? Because usually bonds act the opposite of stocks. Guys, just diversify so you don't lose everything. You'll still lose. I still lost a lot, but I didn't lose everything. Number three, here's a man who lost everything during the 2008 market. But the problem with him is it was compounded because at the same time the market was going down, he was going through a divorce. His wife got, I think it was more than half of their joint assets. Why? I don't know. Another comment for me, guys. Leave me comments. Divorce. I'm sure a lot of you have been through that. Hopefully not in retirement or on the cusp of retirement where that can totally screw everything up. That can add another 5-10 years onto your savings before you retire, right? But this guy got the double whammy. He got 2008 and he got a divorce. He has never recovered. He's recovered, but not to his previous levels he was at. So guys, it just tells you you never know what can come out and just bite you in the butt, right? Can you predict a divorce? Yeah, maybe you could see it coming by that same time as a dot-com collapse. I mean, yeah, sometimes life just happens. And is there a solution for that? Sometimes no. Just be prepared as you can in everything in life, right? Isn't it better to be more prepared than less? I think so. Hey, for those of you who see me for the first time, my name is Duane, and this is a retirement channel for people on moderate income. If you think you might like that, think about subscribing and like the video as well. And if you really like it, down here are 2 other ways that you could support this channel. Number 4, here's a man who retired, and then he spent his $2 million nest egg very quickly. Doesn't say how many years exactly, but they say quickly. $2 million. Okay, here's the problem with some people when they retire. You got all this money sitting in a pot, just waiting to be spent, right? That can be a temptation. Now, for those of us on moderate income, I retired with just a little over $500,000. I know what I can spend and what I can't. I'm not going to go crazy. I'm not just going to put all my money into like individual stocks or just spend it on luxury vacations or whatever. Doesn't say what he spent it on, but he spent his $2 million quickly. What happened to him? He ended up in a VA care home where he eventually died. Now, luckily he had the VA to back him up, right? Because it could have been a lot worse. I know with my mom, she was a veteran. The VA didn't pay for all of her medical expenses later in life, but it helped a lot. Number 5, Here's a woman that got divorced when she found the checking account and all retirement accounts had been emptied by her ex. Okay, again, another one. Pay attention to what's going on. Now, did it all happen in one day? It could have. They said it was a joint account. Did she get notified? Doesn't seem like it. But here's the kicker on this one. She says that the husband didn't really even pay attention to the kids that much, but he fought to get child support and won it because, according to her, he did not want to pay child support. Yikes. Talk about a jerk, right? So, guys, I mean, just pay attention. Just keep your eyes open. In most of these 10 situations, if you keep your eyes open, a lot of this could be prevented. Number 6, here's a man who was laid off at 55 and couldn't get a job for 3 years. Then he finally got a job after 3 years, but it was a very low salary. He went through all of his retirement savings, and now he is left with $5,000 in his retirement savings. Looks like laid off at 55. Ageism. We've talked about ageism a lot on this channel. How can you prevent that? You know, if you're going to get laid off at 53, just expect it might be tougher to get a job. Stay up to date on whatever your career is, on whatever the new trends are in your career, you know, when you have a job. So in case when you get older, you can show in resume, you can show in your interviews, you're still up to date. You weren't one of those that's been sitting around for 20 years just expecting to get paid, right? That can help. Number 7, here is a man, this one's a sad one. Here's a man who lost everything when he developed severe mental issues. Because of this, he went through all his savings and his house got foreclosed on. Sounds like he was single. What do you do there? Have strong family and friends around you who might be able to prevent that. I mean, if he's all on his own, okay, what are you going to do? Sounds like he didn't have close friends, or maybe his family wasn't close as well. Now, this is one of those I mean, as you guys know, I've suffered from depression on and off and anxiety since I was 15. So I can really empathize with people with mental illness. What do you do in this case? I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know. If you've got someone sitting on $500,000 and they develop severe mental issues, maybe the bank notifies someone if there's a beneficiary. Hey, all this money is coming out. I don't know. I don't know on that one. Number 8, here's a woman who lost her entire retirement savings in a scam, even though her close friends told her not to invest in that scam. Now, I just recently did a video on scams for 2026. Check it out if you haven't seen it yet. When I was doing that research, did I get a comment? Maybe it was one of the comments I got on that, saying that there was a man who went into a bank, older man, and tried to withdraw all his money. They were telling him, no, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. He did it anyway. And he was adamant. He was getting pissed because they were questioning him. He lost all the money. I think it was a comment I got on that video. Guys, scams. I mean, the older we get, you know, it's like, what do you do? And in this case, she didn't listen to her friends. You would like to think about it. If you are totally positive on this one investment and all your 6 or 7 friends are saying, no, that is a scam, don't you think that'd be a warning sign? In her case, it wasn't. Number 9, here's a man who lost all his savings by going heavy into crypto. Now, those of you who want to invest in crypto or who have invested in crypto, obviously you know it's a risky investment. Okay, maybe this guy didn't know. Maybe he just bought into all the hype. Said, forget it, man, I'm going all in. He lost all his money into crypto. What have we said on this channel before about that? If you are going to invest in crypto or any alternative investment, risky, make sure it's a very small portion of your portfolio so you don't end up like this guy. And number 10, a man lost everything by investing everything he had later in life in individual stocks. Same thing as crypto. Man, individual stocks are a killer, or can be a killer. Yeah, you might get the one in, 10 that you invest in that just take off, okay? And then you get all excited, so you throw all your money from those other 9 into that into that one that takes off. 6 months later, it goes under. Again, just like crypto, if you're going to invest in individual stocks, keep a very small portion of your portfolio. I know it's exciting. It is exciting. I get that. Get your excitement from a small percentage, maybe 1% of your portfolio. So there you go, guys. Hopefully, there's some lessons in there for us. I mean, yeah, it's very sad. Those are sad stories, but in some cases, they could have been prevented. So, as always, from the lovely high desert, where I hate to tell you guys in the Midwest or in Alaska or whatever, but it is 78 right now at 4:30 p.m. on January 13th, I think it is. Live vicariously through me on this one, all right? And as always, we got this.